So why does it feel like I've been zapped by a million volts of electricity when I look at her?
To be honest with you guys, I thought that this was gonna be a home run. I thought XO Kitty was gonna be just a knockout of the park, right? All the boxes checked. But this is Netflix that we're talking about, and they never cease to amaze me with their utter lack of proper story development. So I found myself to be very irritated watching this show. Again, it's nothing new. It's like, it's very Forrest Gump with them. You never know what you're gonna get. It's either gonna be really good or it's gonna be like, no. What are we watching? That's where I found myself with watching this show. We have this lovely Bush Bunny to thank for this video. They asked for season 2, but I didn't watch season 1, so that's where we're starting. I will get to season 2 though. Thank you for the request. So most of you guys know where the story begins and what all happens, but let me give a really quick synopsis. Our beloved Kitty, we all met as the nosy, wise beyond her years, younger sister of Lara Jean Covey. Lara Jean was going through her own stuff, ups and downs in high school, trying to find love, trying to find herself, and that was an interesting ride. But Kitty, who was much younger than her, just had all the answers. This is what you do, this is how you do it. I'm the love matchmaker, I know all things, right? But she wasn't arrogant, she just was very much in the know. So naturally, now that she's in her teen years, she's like, yeah, I have it all together. Don't we all think that? It is her junior year in high school, and she made the very wise decision to follow some boy across the world. Korea, to be exact. Day, her boyfriend, goes to a prestigious school over there. KISS. K-I-S-S. Which, by coincidence, is the same school that her mom went to during her junior year. Her mom passed away when she was really young, so this is like her way of getting to know her in her own way. While over in Korea, she finds out that her boyfriend is cheating on her, but she catches feelings for somebody else while with this cheating boyfriend. At the same time, somebody else catches feelings for her, while somebody else is low-key jealous of her and likes her, while she helps somebody find their long-lost family, while somebody else becomes her friend to tell her to express her feelings about all the somebodies. Well, kind of. Sounds like a cluster, doesn't it? That's how I felt watching this. That's exactly how I felt watching this. But let me try to explain this a little bit better. I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna talk about every single moment because it's just not on my heart to do so. I was very irked watching this, and my cycle starts in like the next few days, so maybe that's a part of my reaction, but it still stands that they did not do a good job with this show. That was TMI. I'm gonna cut that for cut. Or maybe not. It's my truth, and I'm sticking with it. Let's start with the first somebody, the cheating ex-boyfriend, Day. Now, I like Day, I really do, but he is also the first problem with this storytelling. And I'll start with the positives. He is a true lover boy. Kitty surprised him coming to the school. He didn't know about it, and he ran over to her like she was the belle of the ball. Oh my God, you're here. I can't believe you're here. I love you. Well, I don't know if he said I love you, but it gave lover boy, you know? They showed it in slow-mo and everything, because when you do slow-mo, that's like, it's real. You know what I'm saying? Another positive, he's a family guy. He has a younger sister who kind of puts you in the mindset of Kitty when she was younger. She's sweet and innocent, but she's also all up in his business. You can tell that he really cares about her. Like, he really cares about her. He looks out for her, makes sure he can do whatever he can for her, right? And he's raised by a single dad. His mom passed away. Within the past few years, she passed away. He and Kitty have that in common. Here's the problem that I have with this part of the story, because this is what made it very confusing as far as the tone. Oh, this is the other thing. He's not from a wealthy family. This boarding school that he's at is a private school. It costs a lot of money, and he was like down on his money. He didn't have anything to pay for the tuition, so he had to hustle up and try to figure it out, right? Cool. Here's the problem. When we first see him, after we learn about him not having the money for tuition, he's dappered up. He has on this expensive suit. His friends see him. They're like, oh, look at you with your suit on, blah, blah, blah. He shows up with Yuri, his girlfriend, that Kitty doesn't know about. Of course, Kitty is upset because it's like, you're my man and you've been cheating on me. You're here with this girl. And then she had met Yuri earlier in the day and told her like, yeah, I'm surprised with my boyfriend. And Yuri's like, you know, I'm in a relationship too, but it's complicated. So that whole storyline gave you like, okay, the boy is mine. 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 It's very much Brandy and Monica. It's very much giving SZA, my man is your man, is your man is my man, or whatever the words are. I don't know the words to that song. I don't listen to that song clearly. I don't know the words, but y'all get what I'm saying. We see it play out. Kitty is confused. His friends are like, hey, you leveling up. He and Yuri got together 4 hours prior to this party. These are his friends, roommates, and his girlfriend. They all know him pretty well, and nobody knew about Yuri this entire time until today. But there was no type of what's going on, how is this happening from the friends, and Kitty was just, you know, upset. She's wondering what's going on, of course, but nobody else is having that reaction. Somebody in his close corners should have known right off the back. He should have had someone to lean on in this moment of, I needed to make this deal with this girl to get some money to pay my tuition because she's rich and I don't have anything and the bill is due. But that didn't happen. So it made me feel like, okay, this is weird. They prolonged him telling her that it wasn't real. She wouldn't talk to him, so he slept outside of her door and then ran out in his pajamas to see her, like, please talk to me so I can tell you the reason why this appears like I'm cheating on you. I'm not cheating on you. He decided, you know, I'm gonna prove my love to you and I'm gonna kiss you for the first time. It's taking forever for this kiss to happen. In the middle of it, here comes his dad, like, come on, it's time to go. And he's like, oh, but I need to say something to her. I need to say something to her. In the midst of you saying I need to say something to her, you could have been saying what you need to say. Say it. I'm not cheating on you. I need to pimp myself out for a split second so I can get this money. I'm in a bind, Nate. I'm in a bind. That's not what happens. And so I'm just like, and granted, most people will say, well, if he would have told her right in that moment about this, then it wouldn't have led to a story. She knows what's going on. He knows what's going on. His friends know what's the story. But he could have said, this is not what you think, and could have told her the whole thing, and she could have been like, no, because I talked to this girl earlier and she already told me that she had somebody and she shows up to this party with you. I don't believe you and I'm not sticking around for this. And he could have just begged and pleaded and she could have just been like, absolutely not. And then each time that she saw him with her, it should have been more and more intense. He could have kissed Yuri first, or Yuri could have kissed him, and he just kind of like stand there because it's like, okay, I haven't even kissed my girlfriend yet and you're kissing me and I don't want to engage in this kiss because it's like what do I do? You know, it could have been something like that where it just builds. It's so unbelievable for her to believe that he's not cheating on her. That's not what happened. It just went, oh, I need to tell you, I need to tell you, I need to tell you. And he says nothing. And now we're just sitting here like, okay, get to it. So to add to this whole weird pacing thing, or tone really, because it was very confusing about what the characters actually knew. Long story short, Yuri's dad has a really bad reputation with his company. He's this president of like this huge hotel franchise and he's trying to clean up his image. So he's like, you know, my daughter's dating this everyday person. His father works for my company. He's our driver. So we're all the same, working class people, upper class. You know, I don't know how this PR is like helping. Maybe it's a cultural thing about the classism, because like, I don't care who your kid's dating. You ain't it. You are an asshole. But that's just me. In the midst of them having this huge conference to publicly say that her dad is starting this internship program for, you know, young adults, and Day is going to be the first person to be an intern. Kitty's watching this. This is before she decides to leave that first day. She's like, wait a minute, look at his body language. Look at how he's looking. He's not into this. This is not real. This is not really his girlfriend. She clocks it. She sees it. She mentions like, oh, you're not really with her. He's like, well, yeah, this is real. But she mentions that when he breaks up with her. And then the scenes following that is as if she never saw it. And I don't know if that was a writing issue or the director, it took you out of the moment. She knows that this is fake, and she's not gonna let it go down this way, because now why are you doing this? Okay, let's go to the second somebody. The second somebody we're gonna talk about is the somebody who's jealous, aka Yuri. Now, when we first meet Yuri, she gives, I thought she was gonna be like a pop star or a socialite or something like that, very Kylie Jenner. I don't want to compare her to Kylie Jenner, but a socialite. We find out she's this heiress to the hotel franchise, and you know, she just living her life. She gets whatever she wants, does whatever she wants, has her driver. She's the girl. She loves to wear pink. That's her favorite color. She doesn't say this, but it's her favorite color. And I first realized it was because she wore these pink Possession Steve Madden shoes in like 3 scenes. And I was like, oh, this is her thing. She likes pink. And then I noticed her clothes are always pink. And it's no reason why I should know that, you know, why would I notice that somebody's favorite color is pink? Like, that has nothing to do with nothing, you know? You can tell that she's in a weird place with her mom. Her mom is blowing her up. She's not answering the phone, like, oh my God, mom, what do you want? And we find out that her mom is actually the principal of KISS. And so her mom is like, you know, I've been trying to reach you because what's going on with you and Juliana? Like, what is the tea? Because our housekeeper found you in a compromising position, and I really want to know what's going on with you and this girl. And Yuri's just like, that's my friend, and I have somebody else that I'm talking to, so chill. Well, we find out that that's not actually true. And the reason why this whole fake boyfriend came up is because she needed her mom to get off her back about being a lesbian, right? And so she did this rent-a-boyfriend thing. Day was the perfect candidate because he needed the money. Now, when it comes to Yuri and the issue that I have with her character, she's presented as, I'm just using this guy to get my mom off my back, right? To fan flames. But then as Kitty is trying to figure out what's going on between them, as she's trying to understand the dynamic and why her boyfriend is cheating on her, Yuri begins to get jealous and is positioned as, you know, I don't want to lose Day in my life because I have an emotional connection to him now. But we don't see that emotional connection really build. I think they had one moment where she finally told him, like, you know, I'm a lesbian and this is why I wanted this to happen. Because before she was just like, listen, you need the money, I need you. So that's the deal, and I'm not telling you nothing else. But he like, okay, if I'm gonna do this and sacrifice my relationship, you can at least tell me why I'm doing it. And so with her not having an emotional connection to him, and then all of a sudden she's jealous of he and Kitty, it didn't connect for me. If anything, I feel like for them to fix her arc, they could have made it so that, because she's in the closet right now, right? So it could have been more so like, man, even with us lying to your girlfriend and making her believe that you're in a real relationship with me, you guys are still connected. You're still getting to spend time with her, still getting to love her out loud. And I don't have that. I don't have the opportunity to do that. My girlfriend has been sent away, and I can't even talk to her. I can't even hold her hand in public. You still have this strong connection with Kitty. That could have been why she was jealous. Not, oh, because now you're my friend and I'm gonna lose you if you get close to Kitty. If you keep this relationship with Kitty. No, and no. Okay, now the next somebody is the somebody who became her friend and advised her to express her true feelings about all these people. And that somebody is Q. Now, I don't have anything bad to say about Q. I'm lying. Well, it's not, let me say this. I like his character. I like the way they developed his character. I like the way his relationship played out with Kitty, because he liked her from the very beginning. Like, oh, she's cool. I've heard about her. Days talked about you. I'm glad you're here. This is how their relationship started, their friendship. He's also, well, he's not closeted, but he's closeted with his family. But while he's at boarding school, he gets to be himself. He gets to love who he wants to love, like who he wants to like, and there's no issues, right? So Kitty, being the matchmaker that she is, she sets him up with this guy, Florian. This is cool. I like it. I like that he advises her and he's her confidant throughout the series. But it comes to a point where he and Florian are having issues in their relationship. He starts to believe that Florian is cheating on him. But the truth is, Florian was spending way too much time with him. You know how you get a boyfriend and you're just like, oh, I just want to be with him. I just want to be up under him. I just want to kiss him. I just want to hug him. And Florian was on that type of tip. It was not doing his homework, not doing nothing that he should have been doing with school. And he was failing. And so it came to a point where he was like, okay, I gotta do something. That boy started cheating. He was cheating, buying tests and everything. When Q finds this out, he's like, okay, I don't condone it because I am an athlete. I know what it means to put in hard work. And he's like, I'm not with that. I'm with sportsmanship, doing things fair. This is what he explains to Florian. He says this to Florian. He like, no. So now he's confiding into Kitty about what's going on with he and Florian. Kitty says, you know, that's not cool for him to do that. Cheating, that's unethical. Like, you know, he should be much better than that. That's not our okay. That's not our right. Q has the nerve to get mad at Kitty for saying the same thing that he said. Why are you judging him? And you're being too tough on him, and things are hard for him. His parents are trying to, you know, win him in the custody battle. His mom's in Greece, his dad's in France, or wherever they was at. And Kitty's like, well, I still stand on what I said because no. And he's just going in on her. Sir. First of all, calm down. You're getting mad at me for saying the truth. Why? And I guess he was defending his boyfriend. But my issue with Q is he said it first. If he hadn't have said it, then it wouldn't be a big thing. It would have been like, okay, maybe he's just love is blind or, you know, something like that. But you said it. You said it. So that irritated me. And I would say that I like that they added that, even though I didn't like it as a personal thing. But I like that they added that because it's like, people really do that. People really do that. The next somebody, you know what? I'm not going to come in with heat for him because I think he was written well. If anything comes up, then I'll say it. But I do like this character, and that is Teacher Alex. I like the way that they developed his character. I like the story arc. You know, we meet him at the dance when Kitty runs out because she finds out her boyfriend is cheating on her. And he's like, hey, you okay? What's going on? And then he finds out that she's from America, and we hear that he's Australian. He has an accent. And it's like, okay, you automatically know, like, okay, this is the cute teacher. He's gonna be a part of this story in some type of big way. We didn't know how big, you know, initially, but he has a huge storyline that includes Kitty, but also is its own story. I like that we don't quite know how deep it is until time goes on. You know, the pacing is great. He is the new teacher, so he's trying to get to know Dr. Lee or Professor Lee. And Kitty is intrigued by him because she's like, I like you. You're pretty cool. So she's able to talk to him freely. And one of the things that she discovers, because, oh yeah, of course, she's supposed to be here to get closer to her mom, even though she makes most of her experience about this boy. So at one point, you know, she finds this hospital bracelet and it has her mom's name on it, but it's a baby bracelet and it has August 12th, 1993. So she's like, okay, my mom had a baby August 12th, 1993. Who is this baby? She breaks to the hospital, gets into the records, and the baby was adopted in Australia. So teacher Alex has to be this Australian baby. Like okay, it has to be him. Now she's more connected to him. She's like, okay, this is my brother. I mean, possibly, but more than likely, yes. But there's no proof. So let me try to get to the proof. But also, I want to build a connection. I want to get to know him more because this is my family. And we see that development. We see them trying to figure out how they're connected and her trying to figure out, okay, how do I bring this up to my sisters? How do I bring it up to my dad? And, you know, I didn't know mom had a baby. It's a roller coaster of emotions. Then we find out that teacher Alex knows that he's adopted. And he finds out that Professor Lee is more than likely his dad. So Kitty's like, okay, so my mom and Professor Lee. Turns out she's not quite right on his birth mom. His birth mom is Gina, the principal of Kids, who's also Yuri's mother. And this makes sense because Yuri early on tells us in many ways, she shows it in her body language, she tells it like it is, tells her mom, you don't really mess with me like that. Like, you don't really care for me like that. You don't want to really have a relationship with me, but we're connected because we're related, but I don't feel this connection to you. And the foreshadowing that they added to this storytelling, which was great, was that Yuri was talking to Kitty about her mom, and she was like, you know, my mom would go to the store and forget that I was with her and leave me there. So she would send our nanny to pick me up. That is a huge disconnect between mother and child. That is somebody who never really wanted a kid, and since she has it, it's like, oh, well, let me be a mom, right? It makes sense for her to be a young girl getting pregnant and then giving the child up for adoption. And now later in life, she has another kid and it's just like, all right, I guess, I mean, he do got money. So we gonna keep this baby and we're gonna raise her. Well, we're gonna keep her because raising her and keeping her is two different things. So I love the way that panned out. I love that Kitty figured out that this is not my mom's baby. This is Yuri's mom's baby, and she kept the secret. She did not tell anybody. She did tell her friend Q, but they had that dynamic. So it was cool the way that everything laid everything out. Very well done. All right, so let's move to the next somebody. The next somebody is the somebody who began to like her, right? And that person is Mino. Now, this made sense. I will say that their kindling, because it's not a rekindling, their kindling made sense. He was the enemies to lovers person in this. When we first meet him, he's not very nice to her. He bumps into her and was like, oh, I don't speak English, don't talk to me. And then she meets him later at the party when she arrives in Korea. She bumps into him again, and then he's like, oh, blah, 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 going off in English. And I think me and Kitty at the same time was like, oh, so you do speak English. So it was this off the bat, I don't like you energy coming from Kitty. The problem I have with Mino is the way they painted his character. Now, he's supposed to be the rude, hot guy, he doesn't really get the girls, but he doesn't have a problem with getting girls. Like, he's not shown with a whole bunch of girls, but if he wants somebody, he can have them. That's the energy, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. The problem I have is the grumpy image, because it's very Snow White, not the new one, because I haven't seen that one, and I don't plan to, because it don't look that great. The only Snow White I acknowledge is Mary Margaret, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. If you know, you know. He's upset at Kitty for no reason. Let me say that, because we do find out why he's so upset. He has abandonment issues. His mom is this huge actress and he doesn't get to spend time with her. She's just like, oh, you know, I have these wonderful people here taking care of me, but you know, since I'm on the phone with you, you're more important. So if you want to get off the phone, then that's great. If not, I'll stay on the phone with you. It's very much so like, get off the phone so I can do what I need to do. And he knows it, so he's like, she don't really care for me, but I still love my mom, you know? So we get why he's angry, but it's not really said as to why he doesn't like Kitty. I feel like they should have gave us a reason for it, like something that she did that pissed him off, and now he's like, yeah, you're getting my grumpy energy. But that never really showed up, so it's just kind of like, okay, he's just a mean guy to Kitty. But I do like that the reason why that he starts to like her and later says that he's fallen in love with her is because they have this one moment of vulnerability. You know, there's this celebration, a holiday weekend where they celebrate each other, they celebrate families, fellowship, spend time together, all of that. He knows that she doesn't have her mom. So they're talking and she's like, you know, I haven't talked to Day all day. No pun intended. But she's like, you know, I have not talked today, but I hope he's okay on this holiday weekend. I know it can be tough. And then Mino's like, well, how are you doing? Because I know that you don't have your mom. So how are you? And she's like, you know, I'm okay. I actually feel more connected to my mom being here. And, you know, this is just, it's been an experience for me. And so he's like really taking in the moment, really being there as an ear if she needs to talk about what's going on with her life. He brought up his mom, but didn't really bring up the fact that she don't really like spending time with him and stuff like that. So that moment was enough in this case, let me be clear, in this case to switch the tone between them and for us as an audience to say, okay, I see why he feels connected to her. Because after that, he starts having like dreams about her and everything. It's just like, okay, he feels something different here. There's a shift, which brings me to the last somebody on the list. This is the part of this story that made absolutely no sense to me. Now, I want to say this first. I understand wanting to create drama. But you see how I talked about Teacher Alex, aka Australian Baby. I talked about Q. I talked about even Day, you know. You understood why they were the way that they were, you know. So, Yuri and Kitty, they meet early on. Yuri hits her with the car. She drives her to the school because they're going to the same place. You know, they have this boyfriend that they each share together, right? Kitty should be pretty upset with Yuri. You know, not upset at her, but upset with the situation because she doesn't know her. So Yuri does not owe her anything. It's the guy that owes you because that's who you have a relationship with. Young women who are watching this video, don't get mad at the woman. Get mad at the man. Cuss his ass out. Okay? But in this situation, I'm really trying to remain calm because I'm ready to go there and it's not that deep. It's not that deep. So, you know, she's kind of mad at Yuri, but doesn't truly express it. She's just more so confused. And she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep going with my life. Even though I still love Day, he's still my boyfriend. And, you know, I'm here to be connected to my mom. Even though I'm not too fond of Yuri, I do believe in girl power. Right? So there's this moment. They're at this teen club. There's not alcohol. And, you know, as soon as I was going to give this show credit for not being sex driven like other shows, we're not going to say any names. We introduced teen drinking. And teen drinking is very bad. Right? Kitty has some drinks and she's looking for somebody to kiss. Because, you know, Day is over there playing with this girl, Yuri. That's his girlfriend. I still haven't had my first kiss. I'm kissing somebody tonight. This guy approaches her. Everybody knows about Yuri and Day. So he's like, she's not better than you. You look better than her. And she's like, well, hold on. Because even though I'm not fond of her, I'm not going to sit here and let you disrespect her. Don't do that. That's not cool. If you want me, then cool. But don't down some other girl just to get on my good side. Because that's not going to work. Yuri overhears this. And she's like, oh, well, that's cool. Like, she took up for me. So later on in the night, Kitty's, she's inebriated. The drinks are flowing. She and the guy meet up again and she's like ready to kiss him. But then Yuri intercepts and says, hey, you remember 20 minutes ago when he was being disrespectful? He's still that same guy. You're just drunk. Don't kiss him. Don't give him none of your time. It ain't even worth. That's it. That's all. That's the gist of what she says. Then she goes and she DJs a set at the party. And this is where I lose it. Kitty is over the moon about Yuri. She's in love with her. Like, she's gazing at her as she's dancing in a club when she's playing her music, and Kitty's just like, oh my God, it's Yuri. Where did this come from? Where did it come from? Kitty is not some chick that needs a little bit of attention, and the girl didn't even give you no attention. All she said was, don't kiss this guy because he's still a butthole. I'm about to go play my music. And now you're ready to risk it all for this girl that stole your man? And you don't even understand what's really going on. All you know is Yuri and they are together, and I'm over here trying to figure things out. Why was there not foreshadowing for Kitty to fall for Yuri? And it does not need to be this long, drawn out thing. It could have been very subtle. Give you an example. When they first meet, Kitty gets hit by her car. She is understandably out of it because it's like, oh, I just got hit by a car. In that moment, and it's very cliche, but this is just an example. In that moment, she could have been enamored with her looks or something. Let's start somewhere. But we get a club scene, and I guess they're trying to do like drunken minds speak sober thoughts or whatever it is, but it was nothing that connected them for her to all of a sudden just be crazy about it. She was ready to end it with Day and everything. Broke his little heart. They had their ups and downs. They finally had a discussion about the whole fake boyfriend thing. They got over that hump, but then it was like, oh, but I have feelings for someone else. When I say nothing else happened to make her like her, they had moments of being around each other, and she's like, oh, these feelings. Where did the feelings come from? Where did they come from? That's where it lost me. I think it was like episode 6. Episode 6. It could have been before that. I don't remember. It should have been just like with Australian Baby. We should have had moments. Meaningful moments. It doesn't have to be a long drawn out dialogue. It could have been subtleties, body movements, body language. Somebody else noticing like, hey, did you see that Yuri did X, Y, and Z? And then Kitty be like, oh, really? Did she? Wow. No, I didn't know that. That was very nice of her. Something. And I was very irritated. And I'm very calm right now, so it's not like, this is reigniting any thoughts, but, yeah, I thought I was gonna do like a commentary moment by moment. You know how I do, my other videos, but I just couldn't. Like, I understand building layers. I get that. But it's like, add the layer, develop it. Layer, develop it. Layer, develop it. Not layer, develop, layer, develop, layer, develop. Like, this is not it. I'm like, what is it? The story is cute. And the thing that helps this is that Kitty is very likable. She's not like, y'all know, it's a couple other people that we've talked about a few times on this channel that some of us love and some of us love to hate, and some of us just like, okay, she grew on me. I'm talking about Davy and Jenny, if you don't know. It's not like that. She's very likable. She's a very sweet girl. She's caring. She's there for her friends. She has good qualities, but I wish they would have did it a little bit different. For me, it's also too many love triangles. Juliana is coming back for next season, and it's just like, all right, you got Day, Yuri, Juliana, Kitty, Mino, and whoever else that they add to this next season. I don't know. It was just a lot. It's a whole lot going on. Cute show. But no. I just said all of that, and I'm definitely gonna watch season 2. because, you know, that's what they asked me to do anyways. And I need to see what's gonna happen next. Is there gonna be development? If it's not gonna be development, I'm gonna have an issue with that. What did y'all think when y'all first watched it? And be honest, because am I alone in this whole tone thing? Because if so, tell me where I missed the plot. It just was a lot for me. Really quick update. So y'all know I sporadically upload videos because I've been going through life and working a job. Well, I no longer have a job. Yeah, my job closed down, and so now I'm gonna be doing this full time. Yay! Full time, and you're gonna get videos a lot quicker, like a lot quicker. And I want to do this. I want to really give this a chance because I kind of gave up early on because I was frustrated with not knowing how to do certain things with my YouTube channel or my editing and all this stuff. It's like, well, you're not gonna get better if you don't do it. So I'm back, and I'm back for good. I have a lot to catch up on watching wise. If you guys have requests, let me know in the comments. Anything new that has come out, anything that you've requested before that I haven't done, because I just so happen to remember that somebody asked for Exo Kitty. You know, if you have things that you've requested over the years and I haven't gotten to it, write it again. This is the video to write it in, because this is the one that I'm going to be coming to check all the time to see which y'all want me to talk about. If you made it this far in the video, then put in the chat Blush Bunny checking in. That lets me know that you're ready for this journey of content, because we live and direct. I don't know where that came from, but I'm excited to get back to making content, and I'm happy to talk to you guys again because it's been a minute. Yeah, let's get this thing rolling. With all of that being said, if you haven't done so already, be sure to click like. This is very important. Click the like button and hop on over to that subscribe button and hit the bell, okay? Because I'm back on here, and you know how YouTube does it when you don't upload for a long time. Keep playing your face. So click the like button. Please, 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 please click the like button. Even if you don't like what I said, click it anyways. And we can talk about what you don't like in my comments. We can talk about it. Y'all know I don't do the whole it's my way or the highway. Let's have a discussion, because I could be wrong. You know, I'm okay with that. Hop on up to that button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell. And yeah, as always, I'm all ears. Until next time, bye.